Alright, beautiful people, here we have the Crane 3S by Zhiyun. This gimbal has been with us for a while now, and the most intriguing part of this gimbal is the payload, capable of carrying cinema cameras up to 6.49 kilograms. That's big, thanks to the bigger motors, bigger and extendable arm. Quickly, a side-by-side look of this gimbal and the Crane 3 Lab. We can obviously see that the motors on the Crane 3S is quite larger than that of the Crane 3 Lab. Also, the arm is bigger than the arm of the Crane 3 Lab. So let's quickly take this down. Zhiyun made the arm extendable, protruding even way upward compared to their previous gimbals to enable you put in and balance your cinema cameras. As we know, these cameras are usually longer than our DSLR or mirrorless cameras. So from the information on their website, this gimbal should work with most RED cameras. Over here we've tried it with our Blackmagic Ursa G2, which is heavier and longer than most RED cameras out there. First thing we did was to put it on a scale, and it weighed 5.3 kilograms. That was quite huge, guys. My thought was that the battery could be hitting the roll axis motor, but surprisingly it wasn't, and I was able to move from upright position to underslung mode. And the transition was just fine and smooth. Putting together all our accessories, we still had about 1.2 kilograms headroom. If you're thinking my lens is probably small, then remember that my battery is quite big, so I may decide to use smaller batteries if I decide to use heavier lenses. Generally speaking about lenses, it is safer to use lenses that are not above 1.8 kilograms for Blackmagic Ursa setup. You can get great lenses that weighs less. The Cooke Mini S4 lenses weighs around 1.3 kilograms. Even their Panchro Eye lenses weighs around 1.5 kilograms. Sigma 18-35 cinema zoom lens is 1.45 kilograms, and there are other great lenses that are suitable for a setup with this gimbal. When it comes to payload, this is currently the best of this size, but I must tell you, when you put in your cinema cameras, this is going to be very heavy. You may carry it, you can do quick shoots, take some B-rolls, but I don't think I'll be carrying this for a full day shoot. By the way, if I'm using this for a big production, why shouldn't I be prepared to get a support rig as I would usually do with the Ronin 2? Something like an easy rig or some sort of Steadicam adaptation should be fine. I can go compact with same gimbal by taking off the extension arm if working with smaller cameras like the Blackmagic Pocket 6K. But I do not think I will be taking off this extension arm and putting it back every now and then. I'll be leaving mine like this, but when you leave it like this with the extension arm, you can't put it back into the case it came with. So I'll just take out the smart sling handle, I'll take out the tripod, fold it up and put it in the backpack that came with my Crane 3 Lab. That should be fine. Instead of taking out the arm and putting it back every now and then, I don't want to do that. If you have the follow focus and zoom motors from the Crane 3 Lab, it will work with this gimbal. I used it without issues, and I got confirmation from Zhiyun that it should work. This is the S version, which sells for $739. You can get the SE version for a cheaper amount, but you won't get the smart sling handle. Just a simple arm with no control functionalities and no zoom rocker. However, in this design, Zhiyun made some buttons available by the side for you, but you still would need the ZY Play app to access certain functionalities and control if you do not buy this version with the smart sling handle. If you've got a lot of juice in your pocket, then you can get the Crane 3S Pro, which comes with everything on the Crane 3S and the SE version, and also comes with focus and zoom motors, image transmitter, smartphone clamp, extension rod, and one significant one that I do like is the external battery pack. If you get the Pro package, which comes with that Power Plus battery pack, you should be able to connect it to this gimbal, because this gimbal features a DC in port which was not available in the Crane 3 Lab. That's quite impressive because you get even more battery life when used together with the 3 pieces of 2600 mAh battery that is common to our Crane 3 Lab setup. I also noticed that the stabilization of this new gimbal is smoother than that of the Crane 3 Lab. But just a quick one, if you are interested in a one-hand gimbal for content creation or weddings or other events, don't buy this gimbal because practically you can't operate it with one hand. Apart from that, Zenyo has made a gimbal that is suitable for you and I. That's basically it on our review of the Crane 3S. I'm Director Emran, and until I come your way next time, bye for now.